en YouTube haciendo un directo de las megacajas. Hola, buenas chicos, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo. Hoy estaremos esperando las megacajas y estaremos esperando también pues la Brawl Talk. Estaremos esperando la Brawl Talk también. Voy a compartir pantalla para que ustedes podáis ver lo que estoy viendo ahora para que ustedes puedan ver pues para que ustedes puedan ver YouTube y cosas de esas. Y para que ustedes vean que yo no estoy haciendo nada, o sea, normal. Compartir. Y bueno, vamos a ver el canal de Brawl. Brawl Stars, aquí está. Brawl Stars canal. Porque si no, no me sale en la vida. Ahí está. Vale, estaremos viendo pues aquí. Pues vamos a ver si alguien me está viendo. Pues sí, alguien, pero se acaba de ir. Bueno, esperando las megacajas estamos, chicos. Bueno, vamos a ver. Que estoy ciego yo, ¿eh? A ver, tenemos que ver aquí esto. Vale.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. If you're wondering why we're
Vale, vamos a ver el tráiler. Hay un montón de gente esperando. Un montón, pero un montón, ¿eh? Bueno, vamos a ponerlo. A ver qué hay.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. If you're wondering why we're sat on this sofa next to a time machine, make sure to watch Brawl Talk tomorrow.
And don't forget to subscribe. See you tomorrow.
¿Aparece algo más? ¡Ey! ¿Aparece algo más? Ah, pues no. Bueno, hay huevo de gente esperando y va a haber un nuevo Brawler. Va a haber un nuevo Brawler que por lo que veo por atrás tiene una brocha de pintar. Y la puedes encontrar y aparece Frank sorprendido. Aparece Frank sorprendido. Gracias por esos 100. Os queréis unir a mi Discord. Aquí os dejo mi link. Picar aquí. Bueno, hay un montón de gente, pero por lo que veo aquí se puede, pues por lo que veo, hay mucha gente esperando, hay 20.000 personas esperando. Y bueno, vamos a ver, vamos a ver lo de los Brawlers nuevos. Vamos a ver lo de los Brawlers nuevos. Brawlers nuevos. Vamos a ver lo de los Brawlers nuevos. Pero yo estoy ciego o algo, porque... Vale. Bueno, gente, Os voy a recordar que podéis seguirme por mi canal que se llama 8bit BS. Bueno, hablando de eso, vamos a bajar y bueno, vamos a ver lo de Brawl Stars Sports. Vamos a verlo desde el principio. Vale, se Vale. Hoy al final, chicos. Chicos. Bueno, chicos, os dejo viendo por aquí. Viendo por aquí. Os dejo ver ahora, pues, yo qué sé. Esto. Hombre, chicos, estamos en las finales ya. Estamos en las finales, estamos viendo el vídeo de los 2 millones de euros que se puede ganar. Como Zeta que ganó con Edgar, gracias. Adiós. Y nosotros esperando las megacajas, todos. Bueno, chicos.
Bueno, pues ya estamos de nuevo por aquí para afrontar lo que van a ser las semifinales en el día de hoy. Gracias a todos por estar por aquí. Espero que estéis pasando un bonito día, ya casi tarde aquí en España. Hora local de México, Nearz.
Bueno, podemos ver que estamos en las finales de todo ahí. Pues podemos ver que vamos a ir Podemos ver directos, ¿sabes? Podemos ver finales, finals Brawl. Podemos ver las finals of Brawl. Estamos en Brawl Sports
team that
ya.
we don't regularly get to see. Awesome to see them make it this far. And of course,
Bueno, ya estamos por aquí de nuevo, chicos. Tenemos a Z contra SK Gaming en las semifinales y en la superfinal. Esto me da mucha pena decirlo, pero en la gran final, para mí, va a haber Z Division contra Team Ogurchiki. Esa es mi predicción.
DQ. Zeta Division, on the other hand, some stumbles this year. They've got to win grand finals, and that'll clinch their LCQ, their ticket to the last chance qualifier. So certainly chock full of nuts here in the semifinals. Team Ogre Cheeky. I love the idea of Angel Boy's squad playing spoiler to what Humble might be able to do. But we'll get there when we get there. SK Gaming versus Zeta Division is the one in front of us. All of us have gone with Humble for the second semi.
En los cuartos de finales, los primeros cuartos de finales, está el mismo equipo 3 veces. Luego tenemos en los segundos cuartos de final 2 veces Z. Luego tenemos y luego en las semifinales tenemos a Z y en la segunda semifinal no sé si va a ganar Z porque es uno de mis equipos favoritos, pero vamos a ver si podemos ganar Z a por todas.
This black and white team, I guess, to me.
If they don't lose,
Ustedes miren el directo.
very convincing. I'm not sure that ECP, considering what they did last month, are necessarily on the same level, let's say, as Foot right now. I feel like ECP have been very solid in our BSC as of late compared to something like Foot. But for me, SK Gaming, recent victory over this team, at least in the BSC. It's been rocky in some of these third-party tournaments, but I believe in the upside of this team. I think they just put an exclamation mark on that first game for me, and it's kind of hard for me to unsee that. So I'm going to go with them. Zeta Division have, granted, been a little more inconsistent in terms of those wins this season for the BSC. They have the big one, but other than that, like Trav said, they've lost in the opening round every other time. Maybe the streak continues, maybe it's scripted. All they got to do is get past the quarterfinals, and maybe they're grand finals champs. But for me, I'm going SK Gaming here.
I feel you. I'm also going to go SK. I'm curious as to what y'all in chat are thinking. Event.brawlstars.com is how you can tell me what you're thinking. We put the percentage on the bottom of the screen, and you get free stuff, so just go to event.brawlstars.com. That's really the good stuff. So SK Gaming in front of us, like I said, just dominant this season. They've been around for a long time. Zeta Division, same thing though. The Polish squad have been really, really tough to mess with pretty much the entire time. As I said, some stumbles. Let me check that. Some stumbles. I think that they've been tough to mess with. You know, I'll stick to that one, Trav. But they haven't always found the victory. And I think that's why there's some holes in this cheese.
yeah, for me, I just feel like they've been tested more today already than SK
I respect
Gaming
that.
have. Like, as Kenny said, Zeta Division, I think they've been against a harder opponent than ECP. Obviously, it did go a long way, even against ECP, you kind of expect Zeta to clean it up a bit faster than that. But SK Gaming looked very convincing. But I have to, question again if it was just kind of like them being absolutely incredible or Foot being on quite a heavy downswing at the moment. So it is a very 50-50 match, but I have to admit it could have gone either way. I could have, on another day, picked SK Gaming and been 100% with them. But I had to go with Zeta today. I just feel like, especially because the momentum's still going for them. They've just won. They've come off the back of their quarterfinal matchup straight into this. It just kind of pushed me across the line a little bit to go with Zeta.
Well, SK across the way. I think today a little bit of that momentum might be in Zeta's sales. But as far as big picture last month, SK Gaming are the team coming in with that momentum. They wound up finishing in that third, fourth spot, whereas Zeta scrubbed out in the quarterfinals. So I know there's a lot of third-party stuff going on, but I mean, monthly finals, this is the big stage. This is the big show. and this is where you've got to perform. So I think coming in here, Kenny, SK Gaming, they've got a little bit of an upper hand if you're asking me.
I think so too. Just a little bit in that front. Zeta Division are a great team too. For me, this one was harder to call of the two semifinals. I see a path for either, and a little bit of history, of course, with Zeta Division, and either early exits or late finishes being the way they wanted to go. SK Gaming, though, again, just really solid to open up the day. I agree with the battle testedness of something like a Zeta Division. For me, though, just the playmaking, it feels like they're coming together. This is going to be an even bigger test for something like Zeta Division. I value SK Gaming and the leaderboard. They're number one right now. If Zeta Division can overthrow them here, this would be a huge disruption in our leaderboard.
Let me just call it. Like, this is an extremely close matchup, right? Like, Trav, you don't think it's overwhelming in Zeta Division's favor, or do you?
No, to be honest, I think it's like a 51-49.
Yeah, that's
it genuinely. It depends on which side of the bed I get out of in the morning who I pick here. You know?
No, I feel that. Which way is the tree leaning? You know, I think I have a 6-sided die here somewhere. 1-3 is SK, and up to 6 is Zeta. That's really what it feels like. Is that these two teams are incredibly evenly matched up. Both of them need to make it to the grand finals in order to do something big. 51-49 is how the crowd is split as well. Listen, y'all, Kenny and Trav are going to have this call. I'm going to sit back and watch. It's all you guys.
Trav, you're an absolute wizard, my friend. 51-49 was the call, so be it. Looks like chat woke up on K's side of the bed this morning, so that's where we're going.
I don't know what to say. Honestly, I've been gaslighting everybody into thinking I'm the predictions master for years now. And I don't need to gaslight anymore because I'm predicting predictions at this point.
You're an absolute wizard. Good stuff, my friend. We're going over to Beach Ball to kick things off, though. This one's an interesting one. We've watched a lot of Brawl Ball recently, especially Trav. It seems like the basic bans, if you will, have been Surge, Nita, and Sandy as kind of that textbook. That's what I'm going to do. But we have Draco in the mix now. Melody, Angelo still exist, and apparently Max is very threatening for both ends here. This is an interesting one just to kind of see the Griff get in the mix here, too. Of course, you could see there as well Sandy going to be the regular one. A thrower first overall. That's a little bit different than we're used to seeing.
I think it's a little bit weird for Zeta because they have just lost on this map. They're going to have to change things up from what they just did. And, we saw them play a thrower. They're rolling back with another thrower. This time it's not going to be that Willow, and they've got to hope it works out better for them because they just lost this against Clipside. That's going to be a bit of a mentality hit there, knowing that this map is clearly a bit of a weak point for you. But they roll in with the Sandy. Surprising not to see it banned. As you mentioned, coming into the squad, the Surge, the Sandys, it's Brawl Ball core. To see it slip through, and especially because it's the highest brawler ban rate, is great for SK.
My eyes are on something like an Amber or a Nita here, possibly. Instead, they're going to go for Carl. I actually like this in particular a little bit more into something like Larry and Lori. Piercing shot. They do have the spawner on the other end. I think if they end up going with any squishy options or have any in mind, Carl's going to be a great way to answer that.
Yeah, I like the call, the aggression they're going to be able to bring to the table. Some, breakaway plays, Melody back out of the way. It's kind of one of those boys you just going to just go with, And Gale, I know you're going to love this one. We saw it in that first game that it was SK who played the Gale, I believe it was. Yoshi who slid onto that. So Zeta Division kind of taken that out of their hands. And it's a great defensive measure against that call. Flying up forward, super forward, you're able to just knock them straight back out of the way.
Both sides kind of daring the other to take the temptation of maybe something like a Draco, the tank of choice going to be a Buster here for Zeta Division. With a Gale on the other end, it is a little bit scarier to kind of go with a bigger, slower, tankier option. I'm curious how SK Gaming is going to kind of answer this, right? Especially with the bans out, you're kind of just looking to probably stray away from that. It's going to be Barley. I think that makes sense. Match the thrower for another thrower. It can do particularly well into something like a Gale who can't get shots over those walls. If Buster gets up in Barley's face, obviously that's trouble. But getting there is part of the issue.
I think the Barley's a great shout into this Zeta Division. They've got the aggression. They've got that kind of defensive measure. They got the Larry and Laurie to throw over the top things as well. So I think the only answer for SK Gaming was to just go a thrower there. Busters, I feel, going to cause them some heavy problems. They're going to give me a lot of sandstorms, don't get me wrong. but
Vale.
he's going to be able to eat so many of those shots.
Ha
And carry
empezado
on
la
walking.
partida, chicos.
Well, here we go.
Vale,
Opening
Zero-
matchup here. LCQ on the
Zero
line for
intenta
several
irse,
teams in
pero
this
no
moment.
puede
This is a
porque el
big
Barley
deal in
lo
our
está
second to last
bloqueando.
month. Garo going to be taking the mid.
Mientras
Joker
que
not afraid to
Barley
just
está
take charge.
curando
Doesn't need
a
this.
su
He's going to be able to get a
equipo.
nice pinch there, a
Mientras que
takedown,
Zeta
and an
quiere llevarse el
advantage here.
balón,
There's the piercing
pero
blow we expected from Carl. Yashi walking this one forward.
Zeta
Lenon, 5,000
no
plus
consigue
HP.
meter gol.
Knows now he has a gadget, though
Casi
he
se
can't
mete
quite
el
get it
propio
there.
los chicos.
Joker, an
La
opportunity
tiene,
maybe
pero
for Sweet Dreams, but I think a good
la
decision there
retira.
from Zeta Division to hold off.
Pensaba que se la podía
Yeah,
dar a su
gadget comes in from
hermano,
Garrett.
pero
Switch
no
places with
podía.
Laurie.
Entonces,
Wanted that match against
SK
Yoshi, but came over
va a
the right-hand
intentar
side instead of the
quitarle a Gero la
left. So
pelota,
not the best of
pero
spots for
por
Zeta to be in here.
error, Gero se
Definitely
la
pinned against
pasa
the
al
wall
equipo
quite heavily, but a good
contrario.
slow-down shot from the Gale allowed
Gero
Gero to
intenta
get a few
recuperar la
shots in
pelota.
onto Joker.
Lo
Stun comes through,
lo
but
hace,
just doesn't
pero
manage to grab the ball in
entre
time. Super was used, but now those
Geo
slicing shots of Carl
se-
almost get
no
Gale
se-
down, but
se
Yoshi not
mató,
able to get the finishing blow
pero
just
SK
yet.
Gaming
And hasn't used the last
pone
call
los
to steer it
extremos
either.
dobles.
Chooses it defensively to stop that Buster coming through.
Vale,
It's been some
Sandy ha
tight
tirado su
windows here,
ulti
and
para
SK
bloquear a
Gaming
los
just haven't
enemigos,
quite been able to
mientras que
connect yet.
Miau
Here's a real
se,
opportunity for
Miau
Zeta
Noe
Division, though, to take charge
se va
of this
y
game.
Lane
They
se
now
mata
have map
Noe.
control. Lenon's still
Gero
alive,
no
though.
tiene el
Extra
balón, se va a
spawner going
intentar,
down. Dribble right hand in.
va a
Garo putting
intentar con
himself
Gale
into
hacerse
position
una
here, but the
jugada,
last
pero no le
call,
deja.
great for area
Barley
control and going to
tirándole
cut off Zeta
sus
Division completely.
botellas de veneno.
Yeah, that was nice. Stop that progression down the right-hand side there, and now the
No,
montage available from Naui.
No deja el balón,
Not able
lo
to do too much
ignora.
with the Barley because they'll just throw over the top of it, but against the Sandy, against the
Casi
Carl, it can
Lenin lo
work.
coge,
Flying
pero
hook forwards, and
cogió
there's the
su-
gadget from Naui to shut that one short.
Lenin
But they might have an opening
marca
into the shot,
gol
just
para
slides
SK.
it through. Beautiful from Lenane. Not sure how Naui didn't
El
catch that, but to see the opening,
está
phenomenal
intentando
from SK.
cogerla,
It
pero
looked
no
like
le
such a
deja.
good play from Naui, too. He gets the
Joker.
pull. He knows the
Miau
interaction.
se la pasa a
Carl is
Gero.
diving in. He pops
Gero
one
no le
gadget,
importa el
done.
balón.
Lenon was a dead
Lo que
man
le
walking,
importa
and
es
instead
marcar
of going
gol.
down, he gets himself a
23
goal.
segundos en el-
Insane stuff from them.
19
Moving
segundos
forwards now,
para
Meow so
que
low, has to use that knockback on
SK
Lenane,
gane,
does get killed,
pero
but
ellos no se van a
so
rendir.
low, 15 seconds on the
Están
clock to make this
esperando
progression, make this push,
a
and especially
que
with the sandstorm going to be
Sandy
keeping them
pare de
low
tirar su
in this
ulti
scenario. Yoshi's
para
going to
que
walk forward, try to get me down,
aproveche
does,
y
can now get the
marque
ball, he
ese
can't, but
gol que va a
eventually gets it, and
marcar
Carl's still there,
y
needs to pass, but he can't get it across,
gana
Lennon blocks it
SK
through, and
esta
that man has
ronda
been SK's
1-0.
hero in game one.
Insane. I mean, just look at this. This is an opportunity for SK Gaming. And it looked like it was so bleak, right? Now we making a great play. Pull. Should be done right there. Now we just one step off, though. Lenon just a step ahead. So many times we've seen in Brawl Ball, this guy just makes it happen.
Genuinely incredible from Lenane, and he did it through that first set, through the first game, I should say, the series that they were in, and he's doing it again now. Just a bit of aggression coming in from Naui, though. Joker's going to miss that Sweet Dreams and actually get killed along the way. Not without the trade of Lenane onto Naui, though. Some good pressure from Gero on the right, going to help Zeta get some control.
Dribble on this right hand in. Meow trying to put his teammates in position. Here is Gero. Lobs up some shots. Throws down reinforcements with Laurie as well. Lenon just hugging this left hand in. Those Carl pickaxe slices come back so much faster when you're working with these walls. This is a good opportunity once again for Zeta Division, but we've been here before. A last call cutting him off completely. Now they got to go the other way.
How is Lenane still alive? He's just not dying. He actually gets the kill as well. No, he's on 60 HP for ages there and still not able to get it, and Joker trying to do the same but can't quite master it as well as Lenane. The art of juking is a difficult one, but now those shots coming over the top. Obviously Montage isn't going to be able to stop that. Last call thrown in as well, and Larry and Laurie pushed all the way back to that spawn point, but now he continues this pressure on the left and some good slowing shots from Meow on the right.
Little rotation from SK Gaming of the matchups that they want. Now he claiming one, though. Lenon not going to be able to dodge this time. Gero trying to eat away at Yoshi's HP. Pass forward to Meow. Enough room in the net for them to knock that one down. It's going to be Zeta Division responding in game number 2.
Shoots it instead of walking it. Too scared of that Sweet Dreams to try anything too special. Laurie going to be placed in the back lines. Moving forwards now, wants to try and get one of these brawlers a little bit low. Now the switch comes in, but the move forward from Lenane, pull back. Can't make the same play this time. Now he will not allow it to happen twice. He wanted to just push up and get the ball and go for the shot there, but Yoshi shuts off the avenue nicely.
Josh intentando
Lenon
meterse
right
a
back in action
Miau.
here. He's somebody to keep your eye on at all times. When you've got somebody like Carl with a flying hook, you know how deadly he can be with the ball in his hand. Now he's just puppy guarding this, though. He knows better. He's learned his lesson. He is not going to let Lenon slide easily.
Yeah, he gets a few jukes and managed to get up to the wall as well. Has the pull available if Lenane wants to try and do anything special with the super. But Sandy cut short. Lenane cut short. And this should be a Zeta Division equalizer here as they are one up with all control and the ball in their hands. Joker not going to be pulled in, 9 seconds left. But a twister on the ball will cut off all of SK's dreams in game 2.
Went for a Hail Mary there, obviously. No real chance at that one. Beautifully played. Zeta Division tying things up here. I feel like there's just been multiple times today and just in general where SK Gaming should be in some losing sets, some losing games, but somehow, some way, they find a way to get themselves out of trouble and score these goals. That's what makes them so good at this game mode in particular. Just having the X factor in Lenon. That time, though, they kept him contained. I think that's a big deal, especially in the ban phase. You're kind of a crazy person, right? If you ban something like a Carl or a Buzz, but you have to acknowledge that on the other end. I mean, they can make some miracles happen, and that time they did a great job of just executing on the battlefield compared to one little mistake that cost them game number 1.
A little pinch down from Yoshi and Lenane onto Naui, but a tactical retreat will keep him alive for now. Lenane going to go in, pull back though, and maybe some slight over-aggression, overconfidence from Lenane at this point, because it's giving openings to Zeta that shouldn't be there usually. Barley will continue to get shots in here. Joker not in range, and he's dead as well. Last call goes down, but this should be a walk from Meow. And a much, much better start to this game from Zeta.
They're living and dying by this, Trav. Lenon, I agree with you, kind of overstepping a little bit there. And in terms of this interaction with Buster, every time, as long as he's a gadget, there's no tailspin allowed. Flying hooks are going to be disrupted. It's a tough prospect to try and go for that. I think Lenon going to have to be a little bit more calculated about how he approaches this.
Yeah, I mean, he's got so many counters. The Gale Super, the gadgets from Buster. I mean, he's such a tough matchup, but you've got to kind of just keep your range and play that slicing pickaxe rather than going in and trying to spin on them. Because it just doesn't seem to be working. Caught off guard again, and a couple of shots go back the way of Naui. Some supercharge along with it as well. Not able to do that shot, and he's kept low. Last call over the top towards Gale, who needs this defense. Now they're all pushing forwards. Twister on the goal mouth, but they need to knock back, and he just gets it in time. Couldn't step forwards because Yoshi was there, but got the defense for now.
10,000 HP walking their way, though. Barley just trying to chip away at it. Lenon throwing the pickaxe down. Now he weak once again. A swap here from Garo, getting in the face of Joker, looking for a kill, gets a trade. Meow dribbling, trying to get rid of this ball. Needs a pickup on Lenon and finds it. They're getting out of the goal of this mouth, and somehow Zeta Division have cleared this ball.
I mean, what a defense this is from Zeta to be able to stay alive here and stay in the lead. But Barley continuing to just throw those bottles towards him, and Lenane goes in. This time catches himself in a wall. Much better, much more organized aggressiveness from him, but now he's getting hit pretty hard. Joker's going to slide over that side. Barrier is up. Sweet Dream's not going to connect, and he gets blocked off. Twister on the ball, and if he can cycle these out, oh, he doesn't get it down. Yoshi might be able to grab this. Garo, the only one defending, but he's spinning. He might not be able to grab the ball and cover the goal here. Now he's back in. Oh, the pull off the ball. He doesn't realize he's got a gadget left, and that should secure it for Zeta.
Insane stuff. I thought SK Gaming were going to pull something out of their bag of tricks once again, Trav. No such thing. Zeta Division close out the set with a nice win here. Really good veteran gameplay.
I mean, that was just absolutely phenomenal from him on that defense. Just from Zeta in general on the defense. Respawn cycles over and over and over. So many defensive measures and a huge stop there at the end. It was just genuinely incredible. Like Gadget, perfectly timed. Knows when he's going to be able to pull them towards him and get over the top of them, grab that ball and get the defense. But not just that. Defense after defense after defense from Zeta. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. They needed an early goal. They got it. And then they just sat on those back lines.
If you're SK Gaming, I think you're kicking yourself a little bit here, right? I feel like towards that end game especially, they had an opportunity to go into overtime. And overtime's certainly not a guarantee, but after such a good play from Lenon, game 2 not necessarily going their way. Game 3, they're fighting and fighting and fighting, clawing their way back into that one just to get stopped by one little gadget. I think Meow was nearly making a huge mistake there too. You called it out, but the Twister, all he had to do is cycle those out. He barely missed the mark. I'm sure it's a little bit of a timing thing there too, right? But maybe another second, he gets a Twister down, and this nearly got scary. This is the play right here. Yoshi running for this ball. Lenon with a clear kill. Now he just in time, though, has one gadget, knows it, grabs that ball in the nick of time. It was a race to get it, and literally maybe half a tile off from SK Gaming grabbing that ball and just walking it in.
I don't know. The thing is, there's multiple mistakes. I feel like Linane does he need to use the tailspin? I'm not sure if that's me, but I go forwards with a flying hook and I wait to receive the pass. I'm not sure if the tailspin's really necessary to be able to get that goal in. I don't know if that's just me being, just dragging up another thing that maybe couldn't have happened. But in my eyes, I feel like maybe the pass was on there as well. But Zeta Vision, more kills on the side of them here. 10, 11, 6, 5, 4, 10 on the side of SK Gaming. So Linane, undeniable DPS, undeniable kills, but definitely some misjudged aggression there.
I think fair to say some mistakes probably on both sides. When you're in real time, live action against one of the best teams in your region, it's really easy to kind of make mistakes like that, especially when the other team's almost forcing them a little bit. You have to make quick judgments, quick plays, some insane mechanics. That's what makes all these guys the best of the best. Meow not necessarily going to be a top in terms of the kill category, but it's safe to say that his defense was insane. That's what Gale brings to the table with the pushback, the twister, all that jazz. Larry, Laurie, Buster doing their part. I feel like the more we look at that on paper and maybe a little reflection, I think they had just better matchups in general. I think Buster's gadget cannot be underestimated at how good of a job it did into disrupting what Linan was trying to do.
It was incredible. All of the defensive measures were as well, and how well they handled in the draft phase. That Carl being picked was really nice from Zeta Vision. But we're on to Hot Potato and Heist. A little bit of a different vibe, different picture be coming through. I'd be quite intrigued to see if we're going to see a buzz from Linane here, as it has been known to work in the past on this map. But the Barley's going to be banned out, the Nita and the Melody as well. And Zeta Vision going to get rid of the Surge, the Cordelias, and the Colette.
I would love to see a little bit of buzz. We know what Linan can do on that brawler. Zeta Division starting things off with a little safe pick. A little unorthodox, I would say, for most maps in the game. I know there's a lot of fans out there of Crow. Unfortunately for Crow, though, he just hasn't been at the top of the meta. And especially between the two of us, maybe it's more in Brawl Ball that we've, casted more recently, but I feel like Crow has been a little underwhelming for me. I think this is a map, though, where his vision cannot be understated. That's a huge factor in this mid. It's actually going to be a great slowdown to Buzz, but of course, if Buzz is in the face of Crow, Crow doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, at least the buzz has come down. I'm intrigued to see it. Obviously, the slows from Crow will be an issue, keeping him at bay, keeping him low as well. We'll see what SK Gaming do come down with. Chuck is going to be their next pick. All-out aggression, it seems, is what they want to go for. Surprising to see, but obviously they don't want Zeta to have that on their side, so maybe that's what they're going for, just taking out the other opponent's hands and committing to aggression along the way.
Chuck had a 74% ban rate in our monthly qualifiers across the world. I think it goes to show what that brawler can do. We know what on Hot Potato Edgar can do, though, in the hands of Zeta Division. That's a crazy pick. A little flashback to the World Finals there when they got the icing on the cake and won it all. Interesting stuff with Crow, too. 44% win rate from him, of course. Credited to Nighttime Clasher, a great stats guy. He's been the most played, though, in scrims the last few weeks on this map. So a little bit of mixed emotions for me on that pick still. And now Primo to finish things off. This is a fun draft, Trav.
It is. I mean, it's going to be very aggressive, very engaging, because 2 tanks on the side of SK and an assassin, or a couple of assassins, I guess, if you count Crow as that, and a tank on the side of Zeta Vision so far. It's going to be a very intriguing matchup. And Shelly to round out the SK draft. And I don't mind it. I'm pretty sure they're going to have to focus Crow down on that and allow Edgar and Primo to be able to deal with the others. But I do like that SK pick. It's a solid last one.
I mean, why not, right? We got El Primo on the other end, Edgar as well. Might as well throw Shelly in the mix, and all the action already ensuing here. Garo right-handed, diving in for this safe. Joker trying to tag Naui up. He's not concerned. He's going to drop a meteor right on it, and it's a base race through and through. Defense necessary for Yashi. Blasts him down. Meow forced away. Only 1,000 HP. They're going to try and chip him down, but that's definitely not their primary concern, at least on the offensive side.
Yeah, they're going to try to trip him down, but he still lives, and 2 jumps to follow as well. Stun from Joker, going to miss Garo as he just jumps past it. Clay Pigeon used, and now Linane back on the defense, but is it going to be enough? Now they're still burning down on this safe hit. Primo falls, but Garo comes in with another jump. Not quite, and a chance for SK still remains.
They got Chuck, who has free access there once those posts goes down, but Meow just knows he has to dive in. A wasted attempt there. He gets the double as well. The snipes have to come out from Yashi, and a simple jump in from Edgar seals the deal. Zeta Division making quick work of SK.
Well, that is not how I expected it to go. But I welcome it. It was just engagement after engagement after engagement, which we knew was going to happen, right? But to go that heavy one side, it just wasn't expected at all. I was expecting just like a pure base race and it just see who comes out on top, which, yeah, it would be Zeta, but the defense from SK just didn't seem that strong.
I think SK Gaming got to start off a little bit better, and that's not the way to do it. Now with the first kill. Now Garo, once again, free access to this high safe. A dive in. Meow joining in as well. Joker getting some dives. Perfect damage there. That Crow Super, a big reason why Crow has played so much on this map, was the #1 most played in practices in the leading weeks.
Well, it is. The Chuck trying to get set up, and a super from Joker goes in, and he's going to be